Today we're taking a look at another PC I found on Facebook Marketplace. This is a Dell Vostro 3671. It's got an Intel Core i7-9700 on a DDR4 platform. And this thing was actually not too dirty at all when I was blowing the dust out, and it still had plastic peels on the front. And I got it for $100, which I think is a pretty good deal. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up. We're gonna see if we can put a GPU in it, play a few games, and kind of see what the limitations are with a system like this, and also see how far we can push it. So yeah, let's get into it. The first challenge I ran into is the included hard drive. So for whatever reason, whenever I unplugged the hard drive, it just constantly had an error. It would say hard drive not detected, and it would shut down. So I was able to get a SATA SSD plugged in with a Windows 11 install, and that allowed me to get into Windows and then do a BIOS update. And once I updated the firmware, I was able to kind of mess with a few settings and get this to actually boot to an NVMe drive. So I picked up a brand new Patriot 512GB NVMe drive for, I think, under $40. I'll put the exact price and everything on the screen, but I picked that up, went ahead and got that installed, and we went ahead and got Windows 11 on it. And yeah, we're gonna go in and see what else we can do to get this thing to play some games. So I picked up this 1660 Ti as well, and it definitely needs a deep clean, but for right now we'll just blow out all the dust. And then we'll also get a power supply and the adapter that allows you to connect a regular power supply to the Dell motherboard, and we'll see if we can get this stuff to fit in the PC. So as I kind of suspected, this GPU is actually really long and does not want to fit in the computer case. So I had an idea to go ahead and remove everything and then actually cut a hole in the front of the computer case with a Dremel. And I think that would give it just slightly enough clearance to actually fit in the case and still have the front panel on. So we're going to give that a shot and see what happens. So I just went ahead and took the case outside after removing everything, used my Dremel, and cut a square into the metal, just being careful to kind of take my time, make sure that I was paying attention, and I should have had some additional eye protection, but I didn't, so I'll definitely do that next time. But once I did that, I blew out all the metal shavings and then I sanded it down just so it wasn't super sharp, and then we'll take it back inside and see if we can get the GPU to fit. So in my infinite wisdom, I forgot to check this stuff outside of the case. I could have easily done this, but you know, stuff happens. And unfortunately, the GPU is pushing against the 24-pin power connector. It's not actually a 24-pin, but the Dell power connector for the 24-pin is right in the path of the GPU, and it was pushing on that. So there was no way to actually get this installed. And so what we're going to do now is use our trusty 1070 as a backup, and we'll see what we can do in this video. And then I actually want to make a follow-up video as well. So I've got a few other plans for this PC in the works, so I'm definitely going to work on that too. But in this video, let's use the GTX 1070, see what games it'll play, see what we can do, and just kind of see how this thing runs. Running the workshop map benchmark in Counter-Strike 2 is no issues at all. We're getting over 100 FPS. This is 1080p default video settings, and yeah, it runs pretty smooth. Next up, we've got Schedule 1, and I might actually have to end up picking up this game, but this is on low video settings, and it seems like it really wants to target 60 FPS, but we didn't have any issues running this game at all, and it was actually really smooth. Next up, we're just quickly checking out Shadow of the Tomb Raider's built-in benchmark on 1080p high video settings, and we get an average of 80 FPS. Jumping into Stellar Blade, we get between 80 to 100 FPS with no frame generation and VSync off, so pretty solid. And I wanted to try a new game that a lot of people play that's pretty popular, and that's Marvel Rivals. And I don't actually play this game, but just from running around in the practice arena, it looks like we're getting close to 100 FPS. And you definitely want to use frame generation. I don't know if it's the engine of this game, but if you don't use frame generation, I was getting around 30 FPS. But once I turned on FSR3 performance, it gets close to 100 FPS, so that's definitely what you would want to do if you pick up a PC like this. But other than that, it ran pretty smooth and seemed like a pretty good experience. So it's been almost, I think, between like 10 to 15 days since I last uploaded a video, and this one's actually ended up being a little bit shorter than I really wanted it to be, but I wanted to kind of get this one out and move on to part 2 of this. So once that 1660 Ti didn't really fit, it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I do have some plans to get some shorter GPUs, and once I do that, I've also got additional plans. I'll try to run the CPU at a little bit higher TDP with a different cooler and just a few other little tricks here and there that can kind of get the most performance out of this thing. So I'm going to work on that video separately as well, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of make that one a little bit longer, have a little bit more concise editing and everything, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting on having to wait for this upload and stretch it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one up, and then we will move on to part 2, and I will see you all in that video as well. But I want to thank everybody again for watching, and I really do appreciate everyone's engagement. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I know it's just a simple little thing, but it does make a huge difference. And yeah, I appreciate it again, and I will see you all in the next one. We are not done with this PC yet.